welcome to the Mumbai Cluster Final of the Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. The cycle brand takes great pride in India's heritage and culture and has centered the company's mission and vision around the same. Hence, the cycle brand has conceptualized the Cycle Heritage Quiz with a view to enlighten young minds in the 5,000-year-old heritage of our nation. The Cycle Heritage Quiz is an all-India level quiz competition that celebrates India's rich culture and heritage, with participants spanning the length and breadth of the nation. Yes, I do mean length and breadth of the nation, as we have had participants from Lakshadweep, we have had participants from Arunachal Pradesh, had participants from Kashmir, had participants from Kanyakumari, all attempt the preliminaries of this quiz. Over 30,000 students from all across the country have registered for the Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. This quiz, participants get a chance to showcase their knowledge and passion for India's heritage. As we know, we are still dealing with effects of the global pandemic. Hence, the Cycle Heritage Quiz is being held in a special online format. In this quiz, we have divided India into 18 different clusters. After a grueling preliminary stage, where participants took part in 4 rounds with questions on the heritage of our nation, along with special focus rounds on the heritage of their region. We have our 6 finalists from each cluster. Now we have the finals for the Mumbai cluster. The students from across Mumbai, Goa, and Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli have taken part. Our 6 participants. First, we have Tanmay Kishan from the Hiranandani Foundation School in Powai. Hi, Tanmay.
Hi.
Tanmay, tell us, what is your favorite heritage location or tourist spot in India?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, this is like your love for your city. And Tanmay, all the very best to you. Hope you do really well. Next, we have Ansh Ranjit from Sri Harshad C. Walia International School. Hello, Ansh.
Hello.
Yeah, Ansh. So tell us, is there any Indian from history that you like reading about and who inspires you?
I actually love the King Ashoka of Maurya dynasty.
Okay. And any reasons for that?
Because he after that war he changed into started following Buddhism, and because of the all bloodshed and all, actually he changed his mindset about.
Right.
So that's the thing I love.
Right. Wonderful. And all the very best for today's quiz. All right. So our next participant is Kian Mystery from Champion School, Mumbai. Hi, Kian. So Kian, tell us, how was your experience in taking part in the preliminary stage of the Cycle Heritage Quiz?
It was really interesting, and the questions were challenging, but I really enjoyed it, and it was really interesting for me, and it gave me a really great experience to learn new things.
Fantastic, Kian, and all the very best for today's quiz. So our next contestant is Paulette Xavier from Sharada Mandir School, Miramar, Panjim, Goa. Welcome, Paulette.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Paulette. And Paulette, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Tanmay. What is your favorite heritage location in the country?
So actually, I love the Basilica of Bom Jesus.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And
recently, the St. Francis Xavier feast was conducted. I think today is 7th, so 4 days passed. Yes, sir. Okay,
wonderful, wonderful. I think that's a beautiful with the heritage location, the Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa. Our next contestant is Sanvi from Bombay Scottish School. Hi, Sanvi.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Sanvi. And Sanvi, feeling confident of your chances today?
Yes, sir.
Great. All the very best. Hope you do really well.
Thank you.
So our next contestant is Ridhun from Bombay Scottish School, Powai. Hi, Ridhun.
Hello, sir.
So, Ridhun, my question to you is, since we are in a heritage quiz, what is your favorite heritage location in India?
Heritage, I actually loved Mahabharata and all before, like Pandavas and stuff.
Okay. And which is your favorite place, heritage place in India?
My favorite heritage place, I would say Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. That's interesting. And in India?
In India, I don't really have one.
Okay, you don't really have one. You have visited Sri Lanka?
Oh, no, I have not visited, but
You'd like to go there. Okay, interesting. And yeah, all the very best, Ridhun, for today's quiz.
thank you.
So welcome everyone to the Mumbai Cluster Final of the Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. Let us start with our first round, which is called Laksha Bheda. So round one, Laksha Bheda. Let's take a look at the rules. So one question per participant. This round does not pass. Each question has 4 options. Each participant gets 3 attempts, plus 15 for the first attempt, plus 10 for the second attempt, and plus 5 for the third attempt. So Tanmay, your question is coming up on screen now. Which of these is a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Is it A, Ajanta Caves, B, Ellora Caves, C, Elephanta Caves, or D, all of these?
Sir, I think C, Elephanta Caves.
Okay, let's click on C, Elephanta Caves. Sorry, that's the wrong answer.
D, all of these.
Let's click on D, all of these. Is right. This was a tricky question. It is all of these. Ajanta, Ellora, and Elephanta all are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So Tanmay gets 10 points. Our next contestant is Ansh. Ansh, your question coming up on screen now. After 1947, which of these territories was under Portuguese rule till it was liberated in 1961? Is it A, Puducherry, B, Nicobar Island, C, Diu, or D, Lakshadweep?
A, Puducherry.
Okay, let's click on A, Puducherry. Sorry, that's the wrong answer.
C, Diu.
Okay, let's click on C, Diu. Absolutely correct. You get 10 points. So Operation Vijay, basically in 1961, which liberated the state of Goa, was also used to liberate Daman and Diu. So yes, Diu is what I was looking for. So 10 points to Ansh, and our next contestant is Ridhun. Ridhun, your question coming up on screen now. The Tilak Maidan Stadium, primarily used for football, is located in which city? Is it A, Kochi, B, Pune, C, Panaji, or D, Vasco da Gama?
D, Vasco da Gama.
Okay, let's click on D, Vasco da Gama. Well done, Ridhun. Good answer. 15 points. Very good start for you. It is time to move on to our next contestant, Kian. Kian, your direct question coming up on screen. So, Kian, your question. In the Mahabharata, Shrutakarma is the son of Arjuna and which of his wives? Is it A, Subhadra, B, Draupadi, C, Chitrangada, or D, Ulupi?
B, Draupadi.
Let's click on B, Draupadi. Very good answer, Kian. That's right. 15 points. Shrutakarma is one of the Upa-Pandavas, which were the 5 sons of the Pandavas with Draupadi. And Shrutakarma is the son of Arjuna and the youngest of the Upa-Pandavas. And the son of Arjuna and Draupadi. Very good start for you, Kian. 15 points. Next, we will move on to Paulette. Paulette, your direct question coming up on screen now. So your question, who is the first person to win both the Bharat Ratna and the Nobel Prize? Is it A, C.V. Raman, B, Rabindranath Tagore, C, Amartya Sen, or D, Mother Teresa?
So A, C.V. Raman.
Let's click on A, C.V. Raman. Very good answer, Paulette. Absolutely correct. C.V. Raman was among the first 3 recipients of the Bharat Ratna in the year 1954. And of course, he won the Nobel Prize for Physics as well. Rabindranath Tagore, of course, did not win the Bharat Ratna because it wasn't there during this time. Amartya Sen and Mother Teresa, of course, won it much later. So very good start for you, Paulette. 15 points for you. And next, we will move on to Sanvi. Your question is coming up now. Yakshagana is a traditional form of theatre that originated in which state? A, Kerala, B, Goa, C, Karnataka, D, Tamil Nadu.
A, Kerala.
Okay, let's click on A, Kerala. Sorry, that's the wrong answer. Your next try.
C. Karnataka.
Okay, let's click on C, Karnataka. Yes, absolutely. Well done, Sanvi. Very good. 10 points. So with that, we come to the end of round number 1. Now we will have round number 2, which is called Jigyasa. So round number 2, Jigyasa. Let's take a look at the rules. 1 direct question per participant. This round passes clockwise. Plus 10 for every correct answer, direct or on pass. The first question is for Tanmay. To take revenge for the death of his father at the hands of the snake Takshak, Janmejaya conducted the Sarpasat, which is basically the snake sacrifice to eliminate the race of Nagas. Then it was Vaishampayana who narrated the Mahabharata to Janmejaya. So who was Janmejay's father?
Sir, Takshaka.
Not Takshaka. Takshaka killed Janmejaya's father. So not Takshaka, of course. Let's pass to Ansh.
So I would pass.
Okay, passing. We will now have to move on to Rithun.
Parakshit.
Parikshit is right. Absolutely well done. 10 points to you, Rithun. It is indeed Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu, who took over from Yudhishthir as the king of Hastinapur. So he was killed by the snake Takshak, and Janmejaya wanted to take revenge on the entire race of Nagas, organized the snake sacrifice, but it was Vaishampanya who came to calm down Janmejaya and told Janmejaya the tale of his ancestors. And that was the first narration of the Mahabharata. So well done, Rithun. 10 points to you. Next question is for Ansh. Ansh, this is your direct question coming up on screen. This gate can be approached from the outside by 13-meter flight of steps. The gate was erected in 1602 AD to commemorate Akbar's victory over the Deccan and ranks among the biggest in the world. Which famous gate is being talked about?
I would pass.
Passing. Okay, wait. Let's move on to Ridhwan. Yes, Ridhwan.
Is the answer Delhi Gate?
Not Delhi Gate. We will pass on to Kian.
I would like to pass.
Passing. Let's pass on to Paulette.
Yes, sir. Is it Buland Darwaza?
Absolutely, it is Buland Darwaza. Confident answer from Paulette. 10 points. It is, of course, Buland Darwaza in Fatehpur Sikri. Very, very good answer from Paulette. And now we will move on to the next question. And the next question is a direct one for Ridhun. Ridhun, your question is going to come up on screen. The pomp and magnificence of this dance form is partly due to its decor, part of which is the kiritam, which is the huge ornamental headgear, and the kanchukam, which is the oversized jackets, and a long skirt worn over a thick padding of cushions. The makeup for this dance form is also very distinctive, with green makeup usually portraying noble protagonists. Which dance form is being talked about?
Pass.
Passing. Okay. We will pass on to Kian this time.
Pass.
Kian also passing, and we will now move to Paulette.
So is it Kathakali?
Yes, it is Kathakali. Well done, Paulette. 10 points to you. And the next direct question is for Kian. Kian, your direct question coming up. Mahesh Manjrekar, Surya Kant, and Amol Kole have all played the role of this king on screen. In recent times, Sharad Kelkar played his role in the film Tanhaji. So name this king.
Pass.
Okay, Kian passing.
So is it Maharaja Chhatrapati Shivaji?
Maharaja
Sir?
Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Sir?
Yes, I could hear you, Paulette. Yes. You answered Chhatrapati Shivaji, which is the absolute right answer. Well done, Paulette. Absolutely correct. 10 more points to you. Paulette is on a roll. 10 more points. And the next direct question is coming to you, Paulette. Paulette, here is your direct question. Legend says that in 1554, and obviously this has fallen to you, and it's a pretty lucky question for you.
Yes, sir. It's obvious
that
kind of the answer.
When his body arrived in Goa 14 months after his death on the island of Saint in China, was kept for veneration. A Portuguese lady, Donna Isabel Tarum, is said to have bitten off a part of his body to preserve as a personal relic. Whose body is being talked about? Go for it, Colin.
So is this St. Francis Xavier?
Of course, it is St. Francis Xavier. And do you know which part of his body was bitten off?
So I'm not sure.
Okay, it was a part of his toe on his right foot, which is the legend. And absolutely correct, it is St. Francis Xavier. So 10 more points to you, Paulette. Very good answering. And now we'll move on to our next contestant, that is Sanvi. Sanvi, here is your direct question. It was believed that Jamshedji Tata was inspired to build this after he was refused entry at Watson's Hotel, which was restricted to whites only. However, this story has often been challenged by various commentators who claim that Jamshedji had built it to give the people a royal experience worthy of the city of Bombay. Which famous building is being talked about?
I would like to pass.
Okay, Sanvi is passing. Our next contestant is Tanmay. Tanmay, what's your answer?
Sir, pass.
Okay, we will move on to Ansh.
So is it the Taj Hotel?
Absolutely, it is the Taj Hotel. Absolutely correct. Well done, Ansh. That's a good guess. Good quizzing there. 10 points for you. With that, we come to the end of round number 2. And it's time to take a look at the scores. So the scores after round number 2 are as follows. Paulette has a huge lead right now and she's on 55 points. In second spot, we have Ridhun, who's on 25. Then we have Ansh, who's on 20 points. We have Kian on 15 points. Then we have Tanmay and Sanvi on 10 points. Reminder, the top 2 from the Mumbai Cluster Final will qualify for our national quarterfinals. So still lots to play for all of you. As we move on to our third round. Third round is called Trishanku. Let's take a look at the rules. So one question per participant. This round does not pass. 3 clues leading to something or someone, plus 15 for getting it in the first attempt, plus 10 for getting it in the second attempt, plus 5 for getting the right answer in the third attempt. So this time we will go in reverse order, which means from participant number F, and that is Sanvi. So first question is for Sanvi. Sanvi, the first of your clues is coming up now. The credit for inventing this dish goes to Ashok Vaidya. This is a popular food item.
Can I get another hint?
Sure. Let's have your next clue. Yeah, your second clue is the 1970s and 80s were tumultuous times with numerous strikes that eventually led to the closing of many textile mills. Resultantly, many former mill workers opened stalls selling this food item.
Vada pav?
It is vada pav, absolutely correct. Well done, Sanvi. It is vada pav. Very good answer. 10 points to you. Next, we will move on to the clue for Paulette. Paulette, your first clue is going to come up on screen now. This fort was originally constructed in 1612 to guard against the Dutch.
So is it the Aguada Fort?
It is the Aguada Fort. Brilliant answer. It is the Aguada Fort. Absolutely correct. Very good answer, Paulette. 15 points to you. Very good guess. It is the Aguada Fort in Goa. 15 more points to you, Paulette. And now we will move on to our next contestant, that is Kian. Kian, your question coming up on screen now. Here is your first. A 2019 movie directed by Ashutosh Gawarikar is based on this battle. Okay, and by battle I want you to be very specific. Okay, so in case it's the third Anglo-Mysore War or the fourth Anglo-Mysore War, tell us that it is the fourth Anglo-Mysore War. Don't just say it's the Anglo-Mysore War. Okay.
Is it the second battle of Panipat?
It is not the second battle of Panipat. Let's move on to your second clue. This battle happened in a historical city in Haryana where Ibrahim Lodi's tomb is located.
So could I get the third clue?
Okay, third clue. Let's move on to your third clue. The Maratha forces in this battle were led by Sadashiv Rao Bhau.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know.
Just take a guess. Just take a guess. Come on, no negatives. Go for it.
So the first battle of Panipat.
Not the first battle of Panipat, not the second battle of Panipat. The answer was the third battle of Panipat, because that's where the Marathas fought the forces of Ahmed Shah Abdali. So no points for you, Kian. I would have suggested you to go for all the attempts, because if it's not the first, it could be the second or it could be the third. So you could have taken a guess, but no problem. There's still one more round to go. So Kian, no points for you. And we will move on to the next question. That is for Ridhun. Ridhun, here is your first clue. In 1971, he made his test debut and scored 774 runs against the West Indies in his debut series.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Not Sachin Tendulkar. Let's move on to your next clue. This cricketer who represented Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy played 125 test matches for India, making 10,122 runs.
Saurav Ganguly.
Not Saurav Ganguly, your last clue. Now an active commentator, Sunny Days is an autobiographical work of his.
VVS Lakshman.
Not VVS Lakshman. This is from older times. 1972, he made his debut. This is, if you hear commentary nowadays, you will definitely hear him. This is Sunil Gavaskar, the great Mumbai batsman, great Indian batsman. This is Sunil Gavaskar. Unfortunately, no points for you, Ridhun. So our next question is for Ansh. Ansh, your first clue is coming up on screen. The Salim Ali Lake is located in this city of Maharashtra.
Pune.
Not Pune. Let's move on to your next clue. Bibika Maqbara is a famous monument located in this city.
Mumbai.
Not Mumbai. Let's move on to your last clue. This city is named after a Mughal emperor.
Aurangabad.
Aurangabad is right. Bibika Maqbara is located in Aurangabad. And yes, Aurangabad named after Aurangzeb. And that's indeed the right answer. So 5 points for you, Ansh. And now we will move on to the next question. And that is for Tanmay. Tanmay, here is your first. The first inscription in this language has been dated to 1187 AD. The poet Sant Gyaneshwar wanted to create his masterpiece Gyaneshwari, and he had to take up study of this language, which was very prevalent in 1209 AD.
Sir, next hint.
Okay, next. Okay, let's move on to the next clue. Rabindra Kelekar was the first ever writer to win the Jnanpith Award for writing in this language.
Sir, next hint.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on to your last clue. It is the official language of Goa. Just take a guess, Tanmay. There's no negatives.
Sir, Marathi.
Not Marathi. This is Konkani. Konkani is the official language of Goa. With that, we come to the end of round number 3. Let's take a look at the scores. So, after round number 3, here are the scores. Paulette still leads, and she has extended her lead right now, and she is on 70 points. Now we have a tie for second spot between Ansh and also Ridhun. Both of them are on 25 points. Then we have Sanvi in fourth spot now with 20 points. Next, we have Kian on 15 points. And then we have Tanmay on 10 points. Reminder, the top 2 from this Mumbai Cluster Final will qualify for our national quarterfinal. So still lots to play for. Second place definitely at stake as we move on to our next round, which is called Divya Drishti. Let's take a look at the rules. So one direct question per participant, all based on visuals. This round passes anti-clockwise, plus 10 for every correct answer, whether it be direct or on pass. This time we will start off with Sanvi. You have to tell me, name this famous war hero whose name you would have heard in popular culture in recent times.
I would like to pass.
Okay, passing to Paulette.
Yes, sir. Is it Captain Vikram Batra?
It is Vikram Batra, of course, in the news for the movie Sher Shah. Absolutely correct, Paulette. Very, very good answer. You continue with your great form. And now the next direct question is for you. Your question is, name this dance form.
So is it Ghumar?
It is Ghumar, absolutely right. Well done, 10 points, very good. From the Ghagras, from the movement, you could guess it is Ghumar. Fantastic answering for it. Very well done. 10 more points to you. Let's move on to the next question. And the next question is for Kian. Kian, let's have your visual on screen, please. Okay, Kian, look at this visual carefully and tell me, this shows the killing of which character from the Mahabharata? Just look at the visual and tell me, this visual shows the killing of which character from the Mahabharata? If it helps, the person being killed is on the right.
I would like to pass.
Okay, Kian, you would like to pass. Let's move on to Ridhun.
Pass.
Ridhun passing. Okay. Let's move on to Ansh.
Bhishma.
Not Bhishma. Let's pass on to Tanmay.
Sir, Karn.
Karn is right. Well done. Crucial 10 points, Tanmay. Very well done. This is, of course, the team of Karn. As you can see, he's led down and he's trying to pick his chariot wheel up. And there's Arjuna and there's Krishna. Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to shoot the arrow while Arjuna is hesitating. So 10 points to you, Tanmay. Very, very good answer. And the next question is a direct one for Ridhun. Ridhun, your visual is going to come up on screen. So Ridhun, my question is, you have to look at this lady. You don't have to identify her. You have to tell me which airport or an airport in which city is named after this queen. An airport in which city is named after this queen?
Kanpur.
Not Kanpur. Nice guess. We will pass on to Ansh.
Delhi.
Not Delhi. Let's pass on to Tanmay.
Sir, Indira Gandhi Airport.
Not Indira Gandhi Airport. We will pass on to Sanvi.
I would like to pass.
Okay. Let's pass to Paulette.
MP Jyoti by. I'm not getting the name properly, sir.
You need to give the city. I'm sorry. Have
Yes,
to pass.
sir.
Let's pass on to Kian.
Pass.
Paulette, I think, was close to cracking this. This is Ahilyabai Holkar, who I've shown you on screen. And of course, the Devi Ahilyabai Holkar International Airport is located in the city of Indore. Indore is what I was looking for. So no one gets any points for this one. The next question is a direct for Ansh. Ansh, your visual is going to come up on screen now. Ansh, my question to you is, name this temple, famous temple.
Jagannath.
Not Jagannath temple. We will pass on to Tanmay.
Sir, Akshardham Temple, Gujarat.
That's a good guess, but it's not Akshardham temple. We will pass on to Sanvi.
So I would like to pass.
Okay. Let's move on to Paulette.
Yes, sir. The answer is Somnath, which is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas.
Very good answer, Paulette. Fantastic. I think you have hit a century. Well done, Paulette. This is indeed the Somnath temple. 10 more points to you. And now we move on to the last question of this quiz, and that is Tanmay. Tanmay, your visual coming up on screen now. I think this could be a very crucial question. Tanmay, my question to you is, this is the logo of which sporting event? This is the logo of which sporting event? Of course, the date and location is given to you, New Delhi, 1951. So this is the logo of which sporting event?
Sir, Commonwealth Games.
Not Commonwealth Games. Let us pass to Sanvi.
I would like to pass.
Okay, Sanvi passing. Let's pass to Paulette.
Yes, sir. It's the 1951 Asian Games, which were the
Of course.
first Asian Games to be held in the world.
Absolutely correct. Well done. 10 more points. Absolutely. Since it's not Commonwealth Games, it had to be Asian Games. So well done. This is, of course, the first ever edition of the Asian Games. The next edition was, of course, in a different city, but 1951 New Delhi was the first ever edition of the Asian Games, and New Delhi hosted one more Asian Games that was in 1982, which actually gave birth to the colored television revolution in India. So well done, Paulette. You get another 10 points. With that, we come to the end of fourth and last round of today's Mumbai Cluster Final. It's time to take one final look at this. So the final scores after round number 4 are as we have on 15 points, Kian, who started off well. I'm sure we'll see you in future quizzes. So well done, Kian, for qualifying for the Mumbai Cluster Final. Next, we have a tie between Sanvi and Tanmay, very young participants. Both of them did really well, scored 20 points, but we have a tie for second spot. And that means we have to do a tiebreaker between Ansh and Ridhun, both of whom are on 25 points. But winning this quiz with a huge margin, scoring a century, is Paulette, scoring 110 points. Well done, Paulette. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
And you qualify for our national quarterfinals. So we now have to do a tiebreaker between Ansh and Ridhun. But before we go forward, let's take a look at the rules of the tiebreaker. Sudden death. A question will be asked by the Quizmaster. Participants have to answer on Zoom, on private chat. First to answer correctly wins the tiebreaker. Okay. So Ansh and Ridhun, my question to you is, the Manikarnika Express is named after which queen? The Manikarnika Express train is named after which queen? Okay, I have received an answer from Rani Lakshmibai. Didun, you have just given me what I've told you. Unfortunately, I have to go with Ansh's answer. The answer is Rani Lakshmibai. Obviously, can't accept because I've told Manikarnika, can't accept Manikarnika as the answer because I've already told that it's Manikarnika Express. So Ansh answers Rani Lakshmibai. Absolutely correct. Well done, Ansh. You move ahead to our national quarterfinals. So with that, we come to the end of the Mumbai Cluster Final of the Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. And it was Paulette who led from start to finish and scored a century today, winning the quiz with 110 points, which must be a record. But it was a very close fight for second spot between Ansh, Ridhun, Kian, Sanvi, and Tanmay, all of whom were in the race from the start to the finish. But then it finally came down to a tiebreaker between Ridhun and Ansh. And Ansh, it was who held his nerve and answered first in the tiebreaker and won the tiebreaker to qualify in second spot for our national quarterfinal. Paulette and Ansh, congratulations. We will see you in our national quarterfinals. And commiserations to all the other participants who did really well to come this far. Thank you for taking part in Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. We will see Ansh and Paulette in our national quarterfinals. And we'll see you in the national quarterfinals as well. So get tuned and get ready for another exciting episode of the Cycle Heritage Quiz 2021. Till we meet again, stay safe, stay happy, stay curious. Goodbye from the entire team of CHQ 2021.